This is everything you need to know for Algebra 1, Part 9. So we're talking about functions today, and so basically a function just means that each input or x value has only one output or y value, okay? Another way to think about this is think of a vending machine. If you click B1 on a vending machine, it should give you the same snack or drink every time, okay? So functions are kind of like the same thing, all right? Each input should only have one output. So we're going to go through ordered pairs, mappings, and graphs and talk about how we can determine if it is or is not a function. So first of all, ordered pairs. The easiest way to look at ordered pairs is just to look at the x values, which are the first numbers in each ordered pair, and just look and see if any of the x values repeat, okay? If they repeat, it's not a function. So we have -3, 0, +3, and +4. So because each x value is different and they don't repeat, then this is a function, okay? So our first example is a function. Now, if we had another point over here, let's say that it was -3, 8, then we would have -3 and -3 that repeat, and it would not be a function, okay? So just ignore that for now. So our second example, this time we have a mapping, and basically the way a mapping works is that the x value points towards the y value that's associated with it, okay? So the easiest way to determine if a mapping is a function is we cover up the right side and we only look at our x values, okay? If we have an x value that has more than one line or arrow leaving it, then it is not a function, okay? We can only have one line leaving each number. Now, at -3, we have two lines that are leaving it, okay? We can't have that in order to be a function. So that means that this mapping is not a function, okay? It is not a function because that -3 has two arrows leaving it, and so it's not a function. All right, and then the last example, we're looking at two graphs, and the way that we can look at a graph and tell if it's a function is by using the vertical line test. And so here's what that looks like. Anywhere on this graph, in order to be a function, we should be able to draw a vertical line straight up and down and only cross through the graph, the blue graph, once on our vertical line. Okay, see how we only touch the blue parabola, the blue curve once? No matter where we draw the line, okay? We can draw it over here, and that vertical line is still only touching the blue line once, okay? So this first example is a function, okay? Now, our second example, we're going to do the same thing. It's called the vertical line test. So if we draw a vertical line right down the middle of it, okay, notice that we touch our blue line once and then twice as we draw that vertical line, okay? So that means that it is not a function, okay? The reason it's not a function, the reason we can do the vertical line test is that at x equals 1, or at many points in this case, but let's just use x equals 1. So x equals 1, we have this y value that's associated with it, and we have this y value that's associated with it, okay? So it's not a function. That x value is associated with more than one y value or outputs. So I hope this video was helpful. If you want to see more like this, go ahead and follow this account, like this video, and leave a comment. That way my videos show up in your For You page later on. We'll see you next time.